I got a call today. It was from God. Shadi, you're a very lucky girl.
Daddy, what's wrong with Grandpa's leg?
He got shot in the Civil War.
God, please give Grandpa a new leg. Amen.
Daddy loves you.
Yes.
And Mommy loves you too.
And God loves me too.
So guess what? Not as much as Mommy and Daddy.
Mommy, what's that?
So we're back to this. I won't do that again.
God is calling you.
Broke your phone?
It broke. It rang. It was God.
God was calling you from your smashed up phone that miraculously repaired itself.
A boy, I walked my fingers to the bone. I'm not meant to understand that he is ashamed of his home and ashamed of his father. No, it's all right.
You still have not visited since you met that family.
Pastor, I'm not a missionary. My poor husband, he didn't ask for any of this.
God is calling you.
Francisco!
I'm asking you, one-legged man, looking down on me.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lizette, and if it's your first time here, you're welcome. Please consider to subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. Here I do videos on faith, food and lifestyle, and the aim of this channel is to inspire and motivate you to live a positive and flourishing lifestyle. If that is interesting for you, then go ahead and subscribe. So today is a faith-based video. I'm going to be sharing with you guys a couple of lessons that I learned from a movie called God's Calling. Yeah, so from the beginning I showed you guys a teaser of what the movie is like. I hope that you enjoyed that. Before I go straight into the lessons that I learned, I'm going to give you guys a brief summary of the movie, what the movie is all about, and then we jump right into the lessons that I learned. God's Calling is a Nigerian Christian movie, and it has notable actors and actresses like Richard Murphy, RMD for short, and Kem Owo, Zena Balongo, Onyeka Owenyo, Karibu Fabaro, Diana Oguti, just to name a few. Yes, guys, I know I murdered the names. You guys should excuse me for that. I actually practiced these names like a couple of times, but I don't know why I still did not get them. It tells a story of Shade and her family, Christian family, but Shade was not really into Christianity. She was not really into it. Like, she just had this mentality that pastors always want money from their Christians. So you'll see her after church service, she'll just be rushing to go out because she doesn't want to have any encounter with a pastor who is going to ask her for money based on her own perspective or her own mentality. Zainab, who played the role of Shade, had only one child and she was unable to have other children because she had a problem with her uterus. Shade's family, everything was so beautiful. Like, from the beginning, you could see a perfect family. Everything was so beautiful until Shade and her husband, they lost their only daughter, in a ghastly fire incident that took place at their home. So you can imagine the trauma. The family went into grief, into depression. Shade was depressed and she started taking drugs. Yes, she used to take drugs before due to the fact that she knew that she was unable to have children. So she used to take drugs once in a while. So this made her to start taking drugs again. And in the midst of all of this, God called Shade. Shade had a calling from God. Guys, can you imagine that someone who is a drug addict, or let me say someone who is a prostitute, and you saw the person just yesterday passing around doing his or her business, then the person just tells you, oh, God has called me, I have changed my ways, I'm going to this church, I have to move, let's move and go to a different region. How are you going to look at that person as if the person is not stable? When Shade told her family and friends that God is calling her to serve him, they did not believe. Even the husband did not believe that. So people thought that Shade was hallucinating or she was going mad because she was still in the process of grieving. You guys know when you are really in pain, when you are really in pain, when person dey mourn, and then you just bring that kind of idea, they say a different thing, they worry you for update. Her family did not actually believe Shade. Herself did not actually believe in the existence of God. Yeah, she attempted to commit suicide, and from this act, God saved her. This totally changed her. It totally transformed her. It made her to know her purpose of existence. So now onto the lessons that I learned in this movie. The first lesson I learned in this movie is that people are going to use your past to make a mockery of you. Yes, an instance, what happened is that Shade has a friend whose husband is a womanizer. Shade went to this guy's office, his name is Tope, and told him, you have to change your ways. If not, your eyes are not going to see any woman apart from your woman. So the guy was like, See who is telling me about Mora, Shade of all people, you who used to do coke. So you see, all of these people are always going to use your past to judge you when you have changed. When you're Christian, know that people will come at you like, is this not you who was doing this yesterday? Now you're making like you want carry Christianity to put on your head a face cap. But please, when they say that, just make like you're not hearing. Let it enter you and pass this way. Don't keep it at heart, because things like this can pull you back into the world. Things like this can divert you not to be focused on what you are doing. I'm so happy that Shade did not even take it into her. She was like, nothing is, what's even this? So the second lesson I've learned is that marry and date someone whose vision aligns with yours, or someone who understands that we all have our purpose here on earth, someone who can support you in achieving your purpose. In this life, it is very, very important for you to have a partner who shares the same faith with you and who supports your vision and believe in you. Yes, at the beginning when God called Shade, nobody believed her, not even her husband. Her husband was like, it's because of this coke that you're taking, it's disturbing you up here. But I'm happy that he came to realize that he was supposed to believe in her, and he came to believe her, and not only believing her and stopping at that point, but he supported every action that Shade took to fulfill her purpose. Make a statement, if there is anyone who should have believed you, it is me. When he made this statement, I'm like, yes, now you get it. This is what a husband is supposed to do. Yeah, so marry someone who is going to support you, who knows that we all have different purpose or mission on earth, but he's willing to support you. Because if this guy did not share the same faith with Shade, he's not going to support her. He will just say like, but it's you who is forming this. Why should I leave all the money up here to go to a different space, a different region, because you have said that you want to go and start something new there, you want to go and establish a church there? Why should I do that? It is not coming from you, but because this guy shared the same faith with Shade and he knows the importance of working together to achieve your purpose, and he knows the God that they are serving and what it means to be obedient in serving God. So he had to do everything to help his wife, support and help her. That lesson I've learned is that you can never run away from God. Never ever. No matter where you go to, northwest, southwest, Europe, China, wherever you go, if God has called you to do something, he's going to fetch you out. Where can you run for him? Where can you hide from his presence? Nowhere. He's invisible. He sees you. He knows where you are. He knows everything about you. So you cannot hide from him. So if God has been calling you to do something and you're putting it behind, you're postponing it, you're telling God that, God, wait, I'm coming. God, wait, I'm coming. Pick up that call. I'm not like pick up your phone that he's calling you, but respond to that call and start working for God. What I've learned is that everything happens for a purpose. There is nothing that happens in our lives for we know. Everything happens for a purpose, and God knows everything that is happening in our lives. Look at your current situation. You start asking yourself, but God, why me? Why is this happening to me? What have I done wrong? Like, I remember some time ago I was passing through a phase and I was asking myself, but what am I not doing right? What am I not getting right? But I came to realize that everything is happening according to God's plan. It's a purpose that God is allowing me to pass through those challenges. And the fact is that when we face challenges in our weakness, God's strength is being shown. Remember that God's strength is made perfect in our weakness. Everything happened for a purpose. Shade's father, RMD, he once made a prayer for a certain little boy to be saved, but that did not happen. But later, God blessed him with a lot of riches. God was just preparing all these riches for him to assist Shade when he's going to call Shade to move to a different region to serve him. God knows everything, and he starts preparing you gradually. So everything that's happening in your life is for a purpose. Finally, guys, God answers prayers. There is no word that you utter or you murmur in the form of a prayer and you say amen that God does not hear. He hears everything. He might not answer your prayer immediately, but trust me, he has taken it into account. Sometimes he answers our prayer in the spiritual realm and it's just left for a few days for it to manifest in the physical realm. So if he has not answered your prayer, don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. Keep praying and keep trusting God. He's going to come through for you in that situation. So Shadi was praying that, God, give me back my child. God, give me back my child. But she did not know that God had already blessed her with another baby. There's some prayers that you just say it like ignorantly, or you just say something like, imagine like you're writing an exam and you know that kind of exam that you have put in a lot of money. You're going for an interview. You say, God, if I get the visa, I could serve you the whole my life, God. If I have this visa, I will serve you. God, if you give me this baby, I will dedicate this child to serve you. He has heard and he's going to fulfill that. Just make sure that you keep your own bargain of the promise, because you make the promise that, God, if you give me this, I am going to do this. So that when he blesses you, you don't forget about him or you don't abandon him. God can call anyone at any time. You can either choose to respond to his call with obedience, having faith and hope that he's going to direct you throughout the process. Or while others are being distracted when God calls them, many things that can distract us from God's call. First of all, to be attentive. You have to be able to listen to him when he calls. Because if you don't listen and identify the voice, you will not even know that that is God calling you or that is him speaking. So there is power in listening. Obedience. You can still get the call, you take the call, but you don't obey. But I just like the fact that Shade obeyed when God called her. She obeyed when she finally accepted that yes, there is a God. She was so obedient and dedicated to fulfill her purpose. Everyone on earth has a God-given purpose, a God-driven purpose. I pray that you find your own. This movie is just a message of hope, a message of faith that no matter what you're going through, the challenges, just know that God has a purpose. Like he's making you to face those challenges so that his strength will be made known. Whatever you're going through, I hope that this is going to encourage you. If you haven't watched the movie, it's on Netflix. Do well to watch the movie and come back and leave your lesson in the comment section. Once you have watched the movie, let me know what lessons that you took from this movie. There are so many lessons there, but I just want to share these few because I don't want the video to be so long. And let me know if you cried at the end of the movie or if you cried while watching the movie. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.